Hello, everyone. How are you guys? So we're just going to wait a few minutes to let some people get on.
The brand is KitchenAid. Kayla.
KitchenAid.
It's about 3 years old. It was only used 6-7 months. What on there?
100. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get started. I know a couple more people are going to be getting on, but this may be a long call and everyone can always go back and watch the recording. So I have quite a bit of notes, like a lot of notes that I have been taking and just thinking about brainstorming, just because there has been, we are coming towards the end of our busy season, and I've had some conversations with people, and I know that they're not the only ones that feel that way. So I just wanted to, oh, there are some people watching from YouTube, so they can't chat. So that's why I can't see anybody. Well, I can see some people, but not everybody. If you do need to chat or want to comment or have questions, there is a post on our team page. Hopefully someone can keep me up to date with those in case I'm not able to check those. But anyways, there have been concerns for me as a leader that I just wanted to address because I know these people aren't the only ones feeling this way. So first of all, before we dive right in, there are some things that I want to recognize from November. So November was an amazing month. We had some really great things happen within our team. We sold like almost $50,000 in Scentsy that month as a team. So that's awesome. That's really amazing. I want to go over the top PRV. So I'm doing the top 5. I know I would rather like to do 10, but I just did 5 because there's so many other accomplishments that we made this month. And again, this is probably going to be a lengthy call. So the top PRV, top sales was Katie Benschneider with 3,471 in PRV. And I'm going to apologize now because I'm going to totally screw your guys' names up. So, or at least the last name. So I apologize ahead of time. Ashley Janet's I know that's wrong. 2,385 in PRV. I was third at 2,077. Justine Paranahi. I always screw that. I'm so sorry, and you're probably laughing at me. 2,032 PRV in Camber. 2,000, like 2001, we'll round up. 2001 PRV. So that was really great. We added 8 people to our team. Katie Benschneider, she got 1. I got 3. Justine had 3, and Camber had 1 as well. Our new consultants, and Tina Arrowsmith had 1, so we had 9 new consultants. So our new consultants now is Melissa Newman, Natalie Long, Summer Sutton, Jan Corbett, Renee Tehuya, Lindsay Haing, Pamela Argyle, Candace Dent, and Amber Bird. So welcome to all of our new consultants. We had 3 sensational star earners in November. We had Christine Jacket, level 2. Carrie Murphy got level 1. Erica Faribi, level 1. And there were some people that qualified for sensational start, just so that we don't get this mixed up and you don't feel like I forgot you. But your last day, your 70th day, isn't until December. So you don't technically earn sensational start until that month. So that's why you're not there. I didn't forget about you. We had some lovely promotions. We had 2 star consultant promotions. So we had Chauncey Gallo. I think that's right. I should know that by now. She reached star consultant. Justine reached star consultant. Katie Benschneider reached lead consultant. Camber reached lead consultant. And then we had a couple certified. So Yolanda, I'm just going to say Yolanda because you're the only Yolanda on our team. Certified consultant Mindy Comerford, certified consultant Barb Abbott, certified consultant Shuri Kinney, certified consultant, and Shayla Grove reached certified consultant. And then we have a couple people to recognize for lifetime PRV. And let's just make sure there's no, oh, hello, there's everybody. Yay. Okay, so they're coming in on the Q&A into the chat box. Let's see. People can't sign on. Oh. Hold on, guys. People can't sign on for some reason. That's weird because, wait, links. Hold on, guys. People can't sign on. Oops. All right, so I'm putting some links, so hopefully you guys can get on. I hope. If not, you'll have to watch the recording. So sorry, we do have 8 viewers on, so I know there are some people on here. So lifetime PRV, there are 2 that I'm going to recognize. So you get recognized with Scentsy by your charm or your pin once you, for every 10,000. So we had some 10,000 PRV earners last month. Ashley Nolan and Tanya Odoms both have a lifetime PRV of 10,000. And then some other ones that I wanted to recognize is Teresa Bell and Laura Posey both have 5,000 in lifetime PRV. Guys, I went old school and got paper and wrote it out. So proud of myself. So hopefully you guys are getting on. Hide. Delete. All right. So So I hope that you guys have pen and paper. I do have some things that I'm going to give like training on. And then there are a couple things that I wanted to go over in the beginning. And that is, first I'm going to talk about success. So everyone has their reason why. And if you don't have your reason why you are doing your Scentsy business, you need to really dig deep and figure it out, because money isn't everything. If you're in this just to make extra money, you really haven't dug deep. You need to figure out what you're going to do with that money so that way you know what your passion is and what it is that's going to keep you going when things are tough, when things get dirty and when they slow down. Like we're getting ready to go into January. It's the aftermath of Christmas, and January is a harder month for me. It's not for everyone, but it is for me just because everyone has just spent so much money on Christmas. Whatever reasons why it's slower for me. And I know I'm not the only one with that. And so it's really important to remember why you started this business in the beginning. That way, when things get tough like that, then you stay focused. If you have your reason why, you stay focused. For instance, for me, I think about putting my kids in daycare every single day, clocking into a job that I absolutely don't like. That makes me sick to my stomach, and I don't want to do it. That is what keeps me motivated. When I want to quit and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming. I'm so sick of it. I'm tired of always doing blah, blah, blah. It would be so much easier for me to quit, give up, and go find a 9-to-5 job. It would be easier. Like if I'm being completely honest with you, it would be easier to do that because it is hard to have a business at home. It is hard to stay motivated all the time. It is hard to keep everyone motivated and to stay positive when it seems like everything is going wrong. But when I think about my babies going to daycare every single day, and I think about going to a job that I don't like every single day, I think about waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, not because I want to, but because I'm obligated to, and I have obligations that I have to be at that really aren't for me. It's for someone else. When you are working a job that you don't like, it's not fun to get up. Now, if you work at a job and you absolutely love it and you have to get up, then it's not that bad. And I'm not saying everyone's going to get to a point where they want to be at home full time and they want to quit their job and all of that, because it's not for everyone and everybody doesn't want that. But for those of you that do, you can't take the easy way out of this, and you really have to stay focused on why you're doing what you're doing to get there. So I sat down and made notes, guys. Like I sat down and just thought about people that are in this business that are successful and what are their characteristics? What do they do that makes them successful? And some of the things, that aren't, some things that work for me, some things that work for this person or that person may not work for you. So you have to keep doing everything, trying everything to figure out what works for you. Take advice from other people and figure out what works for you. So some characteristics of successful people that are Scentsy consultants, and this is for me too. One of the things that I remember is that I constantly remind myself, and this is why I think is a part of my success, is being submissive and remembering a couple years ago when I was going into a job that I didn't really like. And I always came home and it's funny because you guys, most of you probably know about the app Timehop. And so when I look at my Timehop 2 and 3 years ago, I see how negative I was. Like I was so negative, like, oh, I hate my job. Oh, this, I was just, everything that came out of my mouth, even if it wasn't about my job, was pretty negative. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So constantly reminding myself where I once was, I think has helped me remember why I'm doing what I'm doing and why it has kept me on the path that I am to being successful. If people that are successful, they also stay consistent. So I've talked about this, and especially we have that focus group, and I've talked a lot about this with them, is doing the little things consistently that make a big difference. People, once you start getting a little clientele and getting some people buying from you pretty consistently, and you stop doing those little things that made those people want to buy from you, they're going to stop. They're going to get burnt out, and they aren't going to see the appreciation. And so I always say, I don't always say this. I heard this, and I've kind of just adopted it because I thought it was really cool. But a guy named John, he told me, if you are too big to do the little things, then you're going to be too little for the big things. And that really just stuck to me because, like, once you start building a team and you're having responsibilities of other people, and you stop doing the little things like samples. Samples are little things. Parties, basket parties, constantly following up with people. Those are the things that got you to where you are, or got me to where I am. And if I stop doing those things, then slowly my customer base is just going to fade away. And like they always say, everyone says this, when people, like, for instance, people that are famous and rappers and basketball players or whatever, they become arrogant once they become successful, and once they become famous, they forget where they came from. And all of that can be taken from them at any given point. And so I always want you guys to remember to continue to do the little things so that when you do become a director, then you can handle the big things, because you're going to continue to have people joining your team. You're going to have people under you that are recruiting and joining their team. And then eventually you're going to get director and star director and superstar director, and then circle of excellence. So don't be too big to do little things, because then you're too little to do the big things. Something else is that I've been seeing a lot of is people trying to reinvent the wheel. Scentsy is simple. There have been things created that have proven to work. Listen to those people that are your leaders, people that have been here for years and have done these things and have seen success. Use their resources, like our team page. We have tons of resources in our files tab for everything. And we have our Team Central website that's got tons of training, tons of templates, tons of ideas. Use those. Those are what they're for. That's why they're there, is for you guys to use them. Listen to those people that have been where you've been, and take their advice and try it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, and don't make it more complicated than it has to be. Successful Scentsy consultants, or anybody in anything, any part of life, make sure that you are disciplined with yourself. If you say you're going to do something, make sure that you do it. Make yourself a to-do list. So, we've talked about the calendars, printing off the calendars, putting different things on different dates so that you can say, okay, the scent of the month comes out. I'm going to get my scent of the month or warmer of the month kit on the 21st. So I'm going to make sure that I have samples ready by the 25th so I can start getting those out and start getting orders. Something that I really want you guys to focus on, and because this has contributed so much to my success, and I've told you guys a lot, and it's not for everybody, so just put that out there. Do something that makes you get you outside of your circle. So for instance, I started a blog, years ago when I first started Scentsy, I started a blog and I put a lot of time and effort into it. I'm telling you, there were nights I was up until 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning writing blogs, trying to make my blog better and researching how to make my blog better. And I remember sitting at my computer and my husband would get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and he'd be like, oh my God, you're still on that computer and you're still like, you're wasting your time. You're putting all this time and effort into this business and you're not getting anything out of it. And at that time he was right. But I invested so much time. I sacrificed a lot in the beginning, put a lot of hard work into it in the beginning. And even today, I'm still getting results from that. So even though when you first start out, it is work. This is a networking business. It does take work. It does take time. It does take sweat and tears and effort. But I promise you, if you put those things in now and if you sacrifice and work like no one wants to today, then you're going to have the life that people want and wish and dream about having later. There are so many people that I went to school with, that I worked with, my friends, that when I first started this candle thing, they were just like, oh my gosh, she's wasting her time, blah, 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 blah. And now they're joining my team. And I'm sorry if you're on this call and that was you. But they're joining my team and now they're like, okay, what do I need to do? And they're asking me, work today like no one wants to, so you can live the life later that everyone dreams about having. There are a lot of women that wish that they could stay home with their kids and still be able to support their families and have their contribution to their household. So I'm very blessed in that sense, but I didn't get here with luck or because I was on the ground floor. It was because I put a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of hours with not the equivalent of pay of even minimum wage at that time. But I'm reaping those rewards every single month now. So make sure that you stay disciplined. When you say you're going to do something, do it. Make sure that you're giving yourself to-do lists and make sure you're always doing little things for your business. Figure out what it is that you can contribute to your business. Is it 20 minutes a day? Is it 30 minutes a day? Is it an hour, 2 hours? Figure out what you can contribute to it and make sure that you're putting that time and effort and doing it. And that's not just Facebook and posting on Facebook. It's actively calling people, looking for people, making samples, things like that. I feel like when someone truly wants something, if they want it bad enough, they won't give up until they obtain what they want. So many times, and we're going to talk a little bit about this in a little bit, people come up with excuses because they don't believe in themselves or they've been told by their family, their husbands, boyfriends, whatever, that they aren't good enough, they're going to amount to nothing, and they've been told this so much, or they've told themselves this so much that they actually start to believe it. People, there have been a couple girls contact me over the last couple weeks talking about, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, I've tried everything, no one's buying, no one's joining, and I'm just going to give up. And so many times people are so focused on those issues and those problems that they're having or them obstacles that they're having right now that they forget why that reward, the gold or the light at the end of the tunnel, they don't see it. And so they quit. It's easier to do that. It really is. Just like I said earlier, it is so much easier to quit and to go find a 9-to-5 job that you know you're going to have a paycheck at the end of the week than it is to push through them excuses, push through them obstacles, and stay focused on your reward. So everybody knows our superstar director, Wendy Robinson, and she is not the favorite person of a lot of people, or no, I shouldn't say of a lot of people, of some people. And she has hurt my feelings many, many, many times. But when we first started this incentive trip in August, I called her and I started to say, Wendy, this is I'm looking at these points and there's just no way. There is no way that I'm going to earn this trip. And I really, I told Gracie I was going to take her on this trip. And I told her there was no way. And she told me, she said, you're right. There isn't a way. You're not going to earn it. And I was kind of shocked because I'm one of those people that are very competitive. And so when someone tells me I'm not going to do something, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that I prove them wrong. And so when she told me that, I was kind of like taken back. I was just like, that's not what I expected her to say to me. And so I said, well, maybe I'll probably earn it for one, but I don't know anything about that, anything other than that. And she's like, nope, you're not going to earn it. She's like, you've already spoke that on yourself and you've already claimed that you're not going to earn it. You're not going to earn it. And so when I got off of that call with her, I was determined that I was going to earn it. And I don't say this to be arrogant, I promise you that, but I have earned it for one person. And by the end of it, I will earn it for two. But I called her the other day and I told her, I was like, you really put it in perspective for me that, if I kept on giving myself excuses like this trip is meant and geared towards new people and that I'm not going to earn it, by you saying that to me really kicked myself in my butt and I put myself into high gear and I stayed focused on taking my little girl to Disney World. That's the only thing that I could think of is I had to do this because I really want to take Gracie to Disney World. And I'm going to be able to do that. But if I had let my excuses of the points aren't fair or they're not like they used to be or blah, 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 I would not have earned that trip. And I firmly believe that. You have to stay focused on the reward and the things that you're working towards to be successful in this business. And I always say, I'm not where I want to be in my business, but I'm so thankful that I'm not where I used to be. I'm not going to a job that I hate, not dropping my kids off. My kid's not with a babysitter that's not taking care of her diabetes correctly. So I am very thankful for that. So another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is all of these groups. So many times I have seen, and I have honestly left a lot of groups, I'm on so many groups that I can't even keep count. But some of my team members that I engage with quite a bit, when they go on these groups, I do get a notification and I'll go look at it. And so many times it's not anything positive, it's negative, and it's just crap. And I don't even know how to explain this to you guys. It's so frustrating to see my team members that I know are so much better than that, getting sucked in to this negativity and this it's silly. Oh, this person's doing this and it's out of compliance or whatever it is. Oh, the sale sucks and the PWS isn't working and this is ridiculous and I don't know why Cincy does this or that. It's stupid. And I'm begging you from every ounce of my soul, get out of those groups. Get out of them. You have your team page with us. There are a couple good ones, like Layer on the Sense or something, Layer on the Samples, I think is what it's called. That's a very good group. And honestly, if you're in a fundraising group and the Facebook party group by Edie, that's it. That's all you need to be in. All that other crappy, just get out of them. Guard your ears and your eyes and your souls from negativity. It's doing nothing for your business. You're getting nothing from those groups. Watching, reading 10 paragraphs of just negative shit. And I didn't want to say that word, but that's what it is. It's junk, and don't feed into it. You guys are so much better than that. And we're all adults, and it's dumb. I'm getting worked up, guys. My blood pressure is getting up. I'm going to go check the team page real quick. All right, so it looks like we're good still. All right, so another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, I keep saying I've got a lot to talk to you guys about. I've got like 6 pages here and we're on page 1 still. Is successful people, people that are successful, characteristics of a successful person, find that their obstacles and their hardships, and they use those as trainings. You know, so many times people are like, oh my God, it's the end of the world, blah, 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 blah. It's a drought, nobody's buying. But that is when you use those experiences to take it from a different angle, find a new route. You know, if you guys are doing a fundraiser and you're doing a nightlight in 3 bars, but you're dealing with poverty, you know, people that are in poverty, and that's, you know, your level of people, or not level of people, that sounded awful, and I can't go back and rewind that. But if the people that you are marketing to for a fundraiser, let's say you're doing a women's shelter or whatever, and they don't have a lot of money, maybe you can do scent circles and stuff like that. Just figure out something different, a different way to go about something, and use that as a tool so that you know that next time when things get hard, you're going to be like, oh, I went through that and things were not working out with the night lights and stuff. So we did the scent circles and then we did great. Make sure that you guys, again, are staying focused, be determined. And one thing that I don't know if you guys know, is if you stay determined, it means it can make a world of difference in your business. When you figure out something that you want, you know, whether it's materialistic or professional, whether it's, you know, a promotion or whatever, if you stay determined and you stay focused on that goal, there is nothing that can get in your way of that, to reaching it. All right. Okay, so kind of backwards a little bit, and I talked about this in the groups, but I just wanted to talk to people, those of you, and it's not all of you, and it's not even a majority of you, there are only a few that I've seen sucked into policing, and have contacted me about other consultants and what they're doing and why they shouldn't be doing it. And it's not fair, and you turn them in and stuff like that. Stop policing people. It's negative focused. Stay focused on your business. You're making absolutely no money by policing others. The only time that you should even worry about that is if it's affecting your business. If someone is doing something wrong and taking customers away from you because they're offering something publicly or whatever, that's the only time you should be even involved in that. Okay, so I think that, let's see, something just, hello, okay. So, some things that I want to talk to you guys, a lot of you, maybe not all of you, I don't even know, I haven't even looked to see how many people actually seen it, but I posted a link on our team page within the last hour about our scent. We had a team member come to me that asked about if our formula has changed and why the scents are not lasting. And so I just wanted to talk to you guys about that, because I went to Idaho, a lot of you know, in October, and I went to the home office and we got to see the big metal tins that the ingredients come in, and they're the same exact ones that are being used now. So when people talk about this, a comment, and I think it's just, they don't really think about it. It's just the way that they're talking, but they say everyone. And this is not just about the scent, but no one, everyone or no one, no one's buying. Everyone thinks that everyone sells Scentsy, and everyone this, everyone already sells Scentsy, blah, 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 all those crap. So this person said that everyone that she's talking to says that the scents are not lasting. here's the thing. First of all, okay, so I've been doing Scentsy for 4 years, and I still have a lot of repeat customers, tons. And some of you that have been in Scentsy for a while have tons of repeat customers. And when someone says everyone or no one, we are a part of that group of everyone's and no one's, okay? And there are times that people, for instance, my house usually always smells like cedars, cinnamons, cloves and spices and stuff like that, because that's what I like. There are times I'm here all day long and I smell that all day long. And my nose becomes immune to it. And there are times of the day I'm like, I don't smell it. Maybe I should change it. But then I'll have someone walk in. They're like, oh, man, your house smells good. What do you got? And so I know that it's just me because I'm used to it. It is what it is. You just become used to it. Scentsy has not changed our oils and our wax, and they have been with the same provider that they've used from the beginning. I think everyone has a scent that they're like, I don't really smell that, or, whatever. So like one that I've never particularly been able to smell was sugar. And someone else said this too, and it's just not a strong scent to me. I don't smell it. But then I have customers that's their favorite scent. So, everybody is different. But here's the thing. I've been using Scentsy for 4 years. And when I change my wax, for instance, like right now, yesterday I had sea salt mist and what, satin sheets, I think. Satin sheets. It was real light. Sea salt or satin sheets or Luna. And today I changed my wax because I wasn't smelling that anymore. And I changed my wax to very snowy spruce and ambrosia. And I can smell it again. So even after continuous use, 24 hours, because I never turn my warmers off, I still smell our wax. So for those of you that are talking to a handful of people, and maybe in that group, everyone in that group may say, oh, I don't smell the scents, or they're not lasting long enough. But they're not everyone. They're just not everyone. And if those people don't smell the scents, then they don't have to buy it. It's just you can find more people. You can find more people all the time, different networking ways. You can always find new people. And I'm sorry, guys. I told you guys on the team page it was going to be tough love, but I'm going to have to do it. I don't like to. It's not who I am. But if you are one of those people that feel that way and you can't smell the Scentsies and they aren't lasting long enough, then I want to tell you you're probably not in the right business, because you can't sell something that you don't believe in. And if you're, it's also for people that don't use Scentsy. If you don't use Scentsy, how can you sell it to anyone? You really have to use it so that you can have a testimony for it. So yeah, if you are having a hard time smelling it, people pick up on your energy. People already know. It is what it is. People can pick up that. People read people, and they can tell by their reactions and emotions and all of that. So that's what I'm going to say about that. And if Scentsy Scent, I'm going to say one thing else. If Scentsy Scent wasn't working, our numbers are proving something totally different. We are growing at a record-breaking rate. This year has been crazy. We aren't plateauing. We, just like Orville says all the time, we are a multi-billion-dollar company just getting started. So, chances are you're not your own best customer. If you aren't buying and using Scentsy products yourself, there's no way in the world you're going to be able to justify being involved in this company and getting others to buy it. It's just not possible. So moving on from that, another excuse that I've been hearing a lot lately is I'm too busy with my day job and I don't know, I can't do this. I'm going to have to let it go. I'm too busy with this. I'm too busy with my kids in school. I'm too busy being a wife. I'm too busy. Whatever it is that you're too busy for, you're too busy. And one thing that I want to tell you, those of you that feel that way, is to remember why you got started. Because if you were too busy for your day job when you got started and your circumstances are the same, worse, or improved, or whatever, if you remember why you started in the beginning, you will find time. And again, back to when I said, I worked a day job, I had a child, I had a husband, and I still sacrificed my sleep so that I could build my business. So just remember why you started before you make a speedy exit. Here's the thing. Excuses flow out of people's mouths like toilet paper, okay? So you can keep pulling that toilet paper and it flows through its cardboard holder. But just like that toilet paper, it will come to an end. And you discard that cardboard and you replace it. So just keep one roll of toilet paper and don't keep making excuses, and figure it out what it is that made you start in the beginning and stay determined so that you can be successful in whatever it is. And everybody has a different level of success. Some people's success is just to pay a car payment or the insurance, or, and then there are some people that want to stay home with their babies. So whatever it is that you want, just keep your eyes on the prize. And just like Mary Christensen says, you can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't make both. Bam. I need a drink, guys. So sorry. I'm not even going back to that. So does anybody have any questions? I'm going to go over to the Q&A, see if there's anything. Maybe the numbers are growing because people have to buy more wax. LOL, just kidding. Who is that? Alley Cat. Who's Alley Cat? I really want to know who this is. Oh, it's Missy. Ha ha ha. Yes, Barb, we're here. I see you. For some reason, everybody's doing the Q&A box instead of the chat box. Let's check the team page. I don't see nothing. All right, so a lot of you may have seen, not known, that I was asked to speak at our world tour in St. Charles. So I've been taking notes and writing ideas down on what I'm going to speak about there. And for those of you that aren't enrolled or registered for World Tour, I really, really encourage you to do that. These events is what keeps us focused and charged up, like the Energizer Bunny. That was a lame joke. But I'm going to be talking about recruiting there. And so that's what I want to talk to you guys a little bit now. I've been looking at numbers, and for those of you that have sold $3,000 in lifetime PRV and are a team of one, I want to ask you guys questions. What is it? Do you want to grow a team? Because here's the thing, if you have at least sold $3,000 and you don't have a team member, the problem that you're having is not that you can't sell, because you can sell Scentsy. It's that you're having trouble having those recruiting conversations with people. I'm not speaking in Indy, but I'm going to be in Indy, Missy. I'm going to Indy to, because a lot of my team that's local isn't going to St. Charles. So I figured I would go there and speak and then go to Indy so that I can kind of hang out with you guys and go to breakouts and get the training with you guys there. So I'll be in Indy, but I just won't be speaking in Indy. But I'm sure somebody will record the breakout presentation. And it's going to be a little bit different with World Tour. It's not necessarily going to be breakouts. I don't really know all the details. So just based on the emails that I've gotten, it's going to be kind of like a panel. It's going to be like a panel of different things, and then we're going to kind of have like open discussion is what I think it is, but I'm not sure. So recruiting. So I have had a kind of like a roller coaster with recruiting. So sometimes I have really good months. Sometimes I don't have that great of months. It is a roller coaster, but here's the thing. There's no right or wrong way of recruiting. You just, again, you have to try everything and see what works for you. The most important thing is that you consistently find new people to talk to. So, don't let fear of someone telling you no get in the way of even asking, because that has happened so many times where people just didn't even ask and then they ended up joining someone else and then they want to kick themselves in the tail. You must get no's before you get yeses. So they say statistically for every 10 people that say no, one person will say yes. So you have to continue to get more no's so you can increase your chances of getting yeses. Remember when you started your business, or if you are just starting and just with your friends and family and potential recruits that you're talking to, is when you start a new business, it does require love and attention and sweat and sacrifice. It really does, to make sure that you are getting yourself off to a great start. And that doesn't, with recruiting, it does not stop. You constantly have to give and give and give and give and give and find new people and sacrifice more times going and having coffee or having lunch to talk to someone about it. And like I always say, you have to focus on others. It's tiny, their interest, not yours. When you focus on, you have to listen to keywords, whatever you want to say. When people are talking about how much they hate their job, how much they want to stay home with their kids, how much they hate dropping their kids off at daycare, and how much they want to kick themselves in the tail because they missed their kid's first step. Those are all keywords to start having those people on your prospect list. Write them down so you can hold yourself accountable. Right now, it's the end of the year. Go get yourself a calendar, a planner, and use it for these different things. Don't go post things. I've seen this on Facebook. I've got 3 spots available left on my team, or my directors challenged me to recruit 3 people or have 3 people. That's lame. Don't do that. Be authentic. Scentsy is so much about being authentic and generous. Don't do arrows in, do arrows out. People will tell you why they need something, and you have to fill that void with Scentsy somehow. Don't do that. I think that stuff's stupid. When you are staying positive, good. See, I'm not the only one. So Missy said, Yes, I agree on that. When you stay confident about your business, so confidence means that you're not saying, oh, the scent doesn't last, because we know that it does. Because if you go and put a couple cubes of blessings in your warmer, then tell me that stuff doesn't smell and it doesn't last. Put that in your warmer and leave it going for a week and tell me how long you smell. I bet you'll smell it at the end of the week. Make sure you ask those people, when they have those negative Nellies, oh, it's not lasting. Well, ask them what their expectations are, because it's supposed to last 40 hours, something like that. So if you leave your warmer on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that's technically not even 2 days. So get out of here with that mess. But anyways, back to recruiting. Be confident, authentic, enthusiastic. If you're doubting whether it was the right decision to join Scentsy or not, if you can barely get in 150 every 3 months, even if you haven't even mentioned it to people, people will sense it. When you aren't posting on Facebook once a day about your Scentsy business in some sort of way, whether it's a product or I just did my laundry, my house smells lovely, whatever, people feel it, people know. And just like for me as a leader, I can tell by not even I pull reports all the time, but I can tell by your guys' Facebook pages who's going to cancel, who's working the business, who's got PRV just by your Facebook posts. And ladies and gentlemen, I am watching, not because I want to be big brother and want to watch you, but just because I'm emotionally, I care about you, because not only are you a friend now, but you're a team member, and I really, truly care about you. So I am invested in that way, and I am watching just because I want you to see, even though I may not be your next door neighbor or someone locally, if I only know you via social media and the internet, I want to show you that I'm there as much as possible. So, people join Scentsy not only because they want to earn money, but they are looking for something more, an opportunity to feel better about their life. A lot of people do this because they are shy and they want to get out of their comfort zone and meet new people and things like that. So make sure that you, again, are just looking for those keywords that people are saying to tell you why they need Scentsy. Oh, I'm tired of being stuck in the house when they're a stay-at-home mom. Well, here's a perfect idea. Go party with some friends and make some money. Make sure you're always being enthusiastic about your business. Share your successes, or if you are off to an incentive trip or working for an incentive trip, be humble, and there's a balance, but your enthusiasm will be noticeable and people will start asking you, so what's the Scentsy thing? This happens every time I go on an incentive trip. When I start posting pictures, I get so many personal messages where people are like, so I'm thinking about joining Scentsy, blah, 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 blah. It just happens. Make sure you're sharing your story on your PWS especially, but even sharing pictures with your parties of delivering orders. Take a picture of you in your car and your Scentsy orders in the back. Take a selfie and say, oh, I'm out delivering Scentsy orders, and tag those people that you're going to see. So I found this new website, guys. So I want you guys to write it down, and I'm going to put it on here. Maybe Q&A. Maybe not. Maybe. No. Maybe not. Okay. Anyways, this website is, I wrote it down. Meetup.com. So meetup.com, these are just meetup groups to get active with within your community. You use your zip code and you can find groups, different groups in your area. And if you don't have one in there, make one. Do Tuesdays teas or Chatty Cathy's coffee or something silly, whatever you want to do. But make sure you're always meeting new people, and that's a great way to meet new people. When you go and get your hair done, your nails done, bank teller, the person you always see at the cafe or the coffee shop, grocery store, Make sure that you are always being chatty and, you know, asking them how their day is. And then again, just listen for those opportunities for people to tell you they don't like their job. Carry catalogs, recruiting packets, and make sure that you're always treating your customers well. If they're ordering a lot of wax, then they should be a consultant. If they're ordering $150 in Scentsy in every 3 months, then you should be having that conversation with them. Just, hey, you know that you can make this much and you're going to save this much by signing up. Create referral program. You know, we've talked about that. Make sure you're doing your basket parties. Build relationships with other direct sales reps. A lot of times when you network with them, they can tell you about events and things like that. Try and have a possibility night where you have a bacon night on Facebook or whatever. You can do bacon nights, whatever it is. And then when you get those prospects, make sure that you're following up. And become the team member that you want to be. Make sure that you're leading by example. And for so long, I didn't share my numbers with you guys just because I didn't want to sound arrogant or whatever. But if I don't share those with you, then you can't see what I'm doing in my business to make sure that I'm working it and that you have something that you can model if I don't show you that. And make sure you're never giving up. This is your journey and your business, and stop worrying about what others are doing in their businesses and stealing your power. Decide whether you are all in with Scentsy or you've got one foot in the pool and one foot out. If you're going to do Scentsy, it's not fair to yourself to be half motivated like this and fully committed to be 100% all in. No matter what the obstacles, frustration in your business, you never give up. It's not easy to trust that this business will work, but you must. Done, guys. We did it. 5 minutes to spare. Any questions? Any questions? I'm going to go pee, guys. Chloe. All right. Any questions? Any questions? I don't see any on the Q&A. None on the chat. Let's see. Check the team page.
Let's go to bed. Let's go to pee. One second.
Let's see. Oh, one other thing before we go. I don't see any questions. Wanted to remind you guys, December 21st, we are able to order the Bring Back My Bar bundle so that you can make samples. That's for $85. You get all 20. That's on December 21st. We do get PRV, so you will get commission on those. Barb just posted on the team page. Scentsy shipping deadlines extended for Christmas delivery. For every order placed on your PWS or workstation between 12:01 Pacific time December 9th and 11:59 Pacific time on the day of the Christmas shipping deadline, you will receive a free porcelain ornament while supplies last. Ornament fragrance is Scentsy's choice. United States and Puerto Rico shipping deadline is now December 18th. Canada, December 11th. Mexico, December 14th. APO and FPO and Guam orders remain unchanged December 8th. And I'm assuming New Zealand and Australia is the same. Let me go check. There's Barb. Hello. Yep. Oh, that's a good idea. All right. Yep. Okay, that's a good idea. I'm going to say that. Thank you, dear. Bye. Okay, so Barb just called me to tell me this is a good idea, and I never even thought about this. But with that free ornament, this is probably a good idea to separate, because a lot of times people, I know I do, will bundle and just use my name as a consultant and do the whole order on that. But maybe if we separate them by customer, then every customer would get one. So adding a new guest and putting their order in individually, that way they could possibly get a free porcelain ornament as well. So that was a good tip. New Zealand and Australia, don't see anything on your guys' news station or news tab. So I'm going to assume that it remains the same. Any more questions, concerns? Yeah, anything. Let's look, chat box. All right, I don't see anything. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I hope that this didn't offend anyone, and if it did, I'm going to apologize now. It wasn't meant for that. It's just simply that kind of like tough love. I care about you guys, and I know you guys have a lot of potential. So yeah, don't let excuses get in your way. Figure out if you are going to make it or quit, and figure out your why. Make sure that you keep your eye on the prize. So I love you guys. If you have any questions, send me a message, and I'm always here for you. So talk to you guys later. Bye.